Hello and welcome back to Mondo Chalavet Movies. My name is John and I've just got back from seeing Spider-Man No Way Home, and I've got to say one word: wow. I was absolutely blown away by this movie. Now this review will feature no spoilers at all. All I can say is if you're a Spider-Man fan like me and my son is, you will be blown away by this movie. The movie was actually, it's about 2 hours 40 minutes long, something like that, and I tell you what, this flew over. It didn't drag at all. The pacing of the movie was spectacular. I can't believe that this movie was that long, and I just sat there and I thought, wow. I was wanting more, expecting more, because I thought, is that it? Is it finished? Sometimes when you get a movie that's nearly 3 hours long, you're kind of thinking, man, that I'm due for this movie to finish. So this movie delivers right to the end, and the very end as well. So stay till after the credits, because there's 2 sequences on there that you need to see. So I've been a massive fan of Spider-Man from, well, since I can remember. This is from 1974. I used to read these religiously. I had a stash of them. I don't know where they've all gone, but I've got some of them left. So I was always a fan. Had Spider-Man comics annuals. Also, Spider-Man's been a big part of my son's life as well. He got well into them. This is actually from Holgoss 73. Gave this to my son way back when, 91. And so he's always loved this Spider-Man. And he was the one who said to me, would you like to go and see this on day of release? And I thought, well, yeah, because I hadn't had any spoilers to the movie. I'd seen one trailer and that was it. And I didn't know anything much about the movie. And I think that if you can see this movie before you see any major spoilers, you will be amazed, because there were certain bits in this movie that took me really by surprise and makes the hair in the back of your neck stand up. Not in the back of my head anyway, that's for sure. But honestly, it was just like there was some scenes in here which were sort of jaw-dropping for its kind of impact on the whole story. So when you watch this movie, you probably do need to sort of familiarise yourself with some of the original Spider-Man stuff, which I would imagine that most of you do know about, the sort of precursor Spider-Man movies to the Tom Holland Spider-Man. So this is the sequel to this film here. So this movie features Doctor Strange, who isn't my favourite Marvel character, but I've got to admit in this movie he was really good. And in fact, all the characters in this movie were brilliant. They were portrayed really well. So I'm not going to go into any spoilers about who appears in all of these movies, but if you're a fan of Spider-Man in general, you will be more than happy by what you see on this screen. The story itself kind of ties into Far From Home, because this isn't really a spoiler, because everybody knows who Spider-Man is. And it sort of tries to put that right. And things go a little bit wrong, and but the acting in here is top notch. And there were certain times in this movie where I was kind of thinking, wow, it had a sort of really big wow factor for me. I thought the movie was incredibly well done. The special effects in here were absolutely sensational. Now sometimes when I was watching them on the trailer, some of the special effects look a little bit ropey, but they put that right. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but every special effect you'll see on that screen will look 100% real. So I highly recommend this movie. The special effects, the set pieces were incredible. There is lots of throwbacks to other Spider-Man movies. So I found this movie to be incredible. And the best thing about it is, because my wife hasn't seen it, she wasn't able to get to the cinema today because she was working, it means that I'm going to go again with her. Now I'm going to go to I didn't go to the IMAX today because it was fully booked. So I'm going to go to the IMAX the next time with my wife. And also I said to my son, you're going to go and see this again? He said, yes, I'd love to see it again if our shifts line up. So I said to my son, do you think this is the best Spider-Man movie ever? And I personally do think this is the best Spider-Man movie ever. And he said, well, it's the best Tom Holland movie for sure. So I think this movie ties up a lot of loose ends. The one word I can get from this movie is closure. I think without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best ever Spider-Man movie by far. I think that this is everything. If you're going into this expecting, I was expecting a lot from this movie, and this movie delivered on every single level. I think that they couldn't have done this better. This is a kind of, I've rated it on Internet Movie Database 10 out of 10. It's got a 9.4 at the moment, and which is well deserved. I know it's just come out today, and if you can see this, this is why I haven't put any spoilers into this at all, apart from the fact that if you love Spider-Man, you will absolutely love this movie. There is nothing they have done wrong in this movie. I think they have just put everything in that you would expect to be in and would love to be in. It's one of those rare movies that delivers on every single level. But the fact that this has come to fruition is just absolutely amazing. Where does Spider-Man go after this? Well, there is a thought in my mind where Spider-Man does go after this, and I do think that Spider-Man will continue after this. This wasn't a sort of full stop at all. They didn't put themselves into a corner where they thought, where we're going to escape from this one. I think there's a lot of life left in Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man will progress into an even better character after all this. I think if you're a Spider-Man fan, you will get so much pleasure out of this movie. I think if you're a Marvel fan, this could be the best ever Marvel movie for me. Some movies said they're going to deliver, but they don't. Or there's rumours or there's spoilers and they don't come to fruition. Just if you don't have any more knowledge of the fact that if you've seen the first trailer, you haven't seen any trailer at all, try and not see any spoilers to this movie, because you will get that feeling inside when these things happen and you think, wow. And the wow factor is what I wanted to get from this movie. That's why I'm so glad that we went to go and see it on day of release, so we haven't had anything spoiled. So for me, it's a day one purchase on physical as well. I've got everything else on Spider-Man on 4K apart from this fella. This one really needs to get a look at, the 1977 series and movies with Nicholas Hammond, but we'll leave it there. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Every time I turn this camera on, someone phones us. Anyway, you take care. Thanks for watching. Please get across to see Spider-Man. You will absolutely love it. 10 out of 10 movie for me. Cheers.